Hi students, once again welcome back to computer class. So in our last class we studied about the external hardware components. Which were the external hardware components? Monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, scanner, USB flash drive, modem, ports. These were the external hardware components that we studied in our last class. And we studied in detail about each one of them. And today we will be studying about the internal hardware components. Okay. So the internal hardware components, they are motherboard, processor, disk drive, sound card, graphics card, SMPS. Once again, motherboard, processor, disk drive, sound card, graphics card and SMPS. These are the internal hardware components and we will be studying in detail about each one of them. Okay. So now we can study in detail about each type of internal hardware components. First one is motherboard. All of you familiar with this term, motherboard. And motherboard, it is the main circuit board of a computer. Okay, it is a circuit board. It is a main circuit board inside a computer. And what do you mean by circuit board? A circuit board is a board on which the printed or integrated circuits, they are fixed. Okay, a circuit board means it is a board. What you see in this picture, it is a circuit board. Okay, and inside the circuit boards there are integrated circuits. Integrated circuits are fixed inside this boards. Okay, what do you mean by integrated circuits? Integrated circuits are the other hardware components that are connected to the motherboard. See, you have studied sound card, graphics card. These are the internal hardware components. And this sound card, graphics cards, they are built inside the motherboard. That is, sound card, graphics card, they are the internal hardware components of the computer. And this sound cards, graphic cards, they are placed or they are built into the motherboard. Such type of devices, they are known as the integrated circuits. That is what we mean by integrated circuits. Okay, so motherboard means it is the main board or it is a main circuit board inside a computer. And what do you mean by circuit board? A circuit board is a board in which the integrated circuits are fixed. And integrated circuits means they are the other hardware components that are connected to the motherboard. Like sound card, graphics card. Okay. So this is about motherboard. The next internal hardware component is processor. Processor is also known as central processing unit. All of you are familiar with this term. Central processing unit or CPU. Okay. And processor is a small chip that is located inside the computer. And they perform the operations according to the instruction that we users give. Okay. So CPU or processor. It is a small chip that is present inside the computer and they will perform the operations based on the instructions which are given by the users. Okay. And CPU has got three components. They are CU, ALU and memory. CU full form is control unit. ALU full form is arithmetic logic unit. MU means memory or storage unit. Okay. So the three components inside CPU, they are CU, ALU and memory. CU means control unit. ALU means arithmetic logic unit. And MU means memory or storage unit. Okay, so this is about processor. Now we can see what are the operations that these three parts of CPU does. First part is ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit. They does all types of arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And they also perform the logical operations like less than, greater than, equal to. Okay. So ALU, it is the arithmetic logic unit. And they do the arithmetic operations and the logical operations. Okay. And the next part is CU. It is the most important part of the CPU. It manages and controls the activities of all other units. Okay. Control unit or CU, they manages or controls the activities of all other parts. And it is the most important part of the CPU. Okay. And the third one is memory unit. From the name itself, we can understand it is used for storing the data and instructions. Okay. So first one is ALU, arithmetic logic unit. They are being used for performing the arithmetic as well as logical operations. Second one is control unit. It manages and controls all the operations of the other units inside the CPU. And it is the most important part inside the CPU. Next one is memory unit. As the name implies, it is used for storing the data and instructions. Okay. The next internal hardware component is disk drive. Okay. It is a physical drive in a computer that is capable for storing data. Okay. So disk drives, they are mainly used for storing data. Okay. There are two types of disk drives. They are hard disk and CD or DVD drives. Two types of disk drives. They are hard disk and CD or DVD drives. First one is HDD. Full form for HDD is hard disk drive. Okay. Full form for HDD is hard disk drive. This will be asked as one word. So hard disk drive, it is a hardware device that contains the hard disk of a computer. So the hard disk is present inside the hard disk drive. And this hard disk drive, they are being used for storing data. It is a storage device that are fixed permanently inside the computer. We can store large amount of data inside this hard disk drive. Okay. So HDD means hard disk drive. It is a hardware device inside which the hard disk of a computer is being present. And it is a storage device that is being fixed permanently inside a computer. We use this hard disk drive for storing data. We can store large amount of data inside the hard disk drive. So this is about hard disk drive. Second type of disk drive is compact disk or CD. Full form for CD is compact disk. Commonly used, it is a commonly used storage device. They can store up to 700 MB of data. And they can be used for storing pictures, sounds, video clips, etc. Okay. So compact disk or CD, it is the commonly used storage device. They can store up to 700 MB of data. And they can be used for storing pictures, sounds, video clips, etc. There are two types of compact disk. They are, first one is CDR. That means compact disk recordable. CD, first type of compact disk is compact disk recordable. Data can be written to the CD only once. It cannot be used for rewriting. In CDR, once we write data into that CD cannot be used for rewriting. That means that CD can be used only once. Once the data has been written into that CD cannot be used for rewriting. Okay, that is what we mean by CDR, compact disc recordable. Second type of compact disc is CDRW, compact disc rewritable. From the name itself we can understand that this type of CD we can rewrite data. If a data is being stored inside that CD, we can erase that data and we can rewrite data into that CD. Okay, so CDRW means compact disc rewritable. This is about compact disc. The full form of CD is compact disc. Full form of CDR is compact disc recordable. And full form of CDRW is compact disc rewritable. CDR, data can be written only once. That CD can be used only once. And in CDRW, it is a rewritable CD. We can erase the data that has been stored inside this disk and we can rewrite data once again. Okay, this is about compact disc. You have to study this full forms. Okay. The next internal hardware component is sound card. From the name itself we can understand that it is a hardware component that is used for producing sound inside the computer. Okay, it is a hardware component that enables a computer to produce sound and it is built into the motherboard. Okay, it is placed inside the motherboard. But from a computer we hear the sound using a headphone or a speaker. But the sound card is present inside the motherboard, or it is built into the motherboard. And any audio or video file will not play unless the computer has a sound card installed. Okay, we cannot hear any sounds or we cannot hear any audio or video files without a sound card installed inside the motherboard. Okay, so sound card, it is a hardware component which is used for producing sounds inside the computer. Basically the sound card, it is placed inside the motherboard, but the sound that we hear from the computer, they are from the headphone or a speaker. Okay, and none of the audio or video files they can play without a sound card installed inside the computer. Okay. The next internal hardware component is graphics card. It is a hardware component that enables or controls the display of a graphics on a computer. Okay, so for watching a picture or a video or a movie inside the computer, we need a graphics card installed inside the computer. Only then we will be able to see these pictures, watch movies or videos. Okay, and the other name for graphics card is graphics adapter or graphics controller. The other name for graphics card is graphics adapter or graphics controller. Okay, and this graphics card is also being placed inside the motherboard. Okay, so what are the difference between graphics card and sound card? Sound card is used for producing sound inside the computer. Graphics card is used for controlling the graphics inside the computer. That is for seeing the pictures or for watching movies, we need a graphics card inside the computer. And both of them, they are placed inside the motherboard. We hear the sound inside the computer from a headphone or a speaker. And we watch the movies, so we see the pictures inside the computer by using a monitor. Okay, so these are the differences between the sound card and graphics card. The next internal hardware component is SMPS. Full form is Switched Mode Power Supply. Full form for SMPS is Switched Mode Power Supply. Okay, this will be asked as one word. And from the name itself, we can understand that this device or this circuit is being used for providing power supply into the computer. Okay, it is an electronic circuit that provides power supply to the computer. And it also stabilizes the voltage variations. Okay, so SMPS full form is Switched Mode Power Supply. It is an electronic circuit that is being used for providing power supply into the computer. And it also stabilizes the voltage variation. Okay. So next topic is differences between the external and internal hardware components. Okay. So the first difference is external components, they are attached to a computer externally. Okay. And internal components, they are present inside a computer. Second point is external components can be easily detached from a computer and carried from one place to another. Since external components, they are placed externally or they are attached to a computer externally, we can carry them from one place to another. For example, monitor, keyboard, mouse, they can be removed from the computer or detached from the computer, and they can be moved to another place. Okay, and internal components, they are not carried from one place to another. Internal components like motherboard, processor, sound card, they are placed inside the computer, so they cannot be moved from one place to another. Third point is external components are connected to a computer with the help of wires or cables. Internal components, they are connected to the motherboard of the computer. And examples for external components, they are monitor, keyboard, mouse, pen drive, and so on. Examples for internal components are motherboard, processor, disk drive, sound cards, and so on. So these are the differences between external and internal hardware components. Okay. So with this we come to the end of first chapter. Okay. In this chapter we studied mainly about external hardware components and internal hardware components. And at last we saw the differences between the external and internal hardware components. Okay. So with this I am ending the section today. Thank you.